Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A little recap. So, as you remember, we were in Paris, where I was also in love with many things Paris. We checked out the Louvre, the world's largest art museum. We checked out the Mona Lisa. Remember how I told you how crowded it gets at the Louvre? I don't think you guys get an idea. So, I did find a video to give you. Well, I found a couple of videos that I didn't include in the last video, but I promise you this is not Paris Part 2. This is just a recap of some of the things you might have seen or missed in the last video. As you remember, this was my Airbnb, but I do have a really cool video that gives you a great idea of how packed it gets at the Louvre. Here we go. Ready? Yeah, it's like that episode of Black Mirror, right? It's crazy, all of this for a tiny little painting. So this is just some of the stuff I did not show you. I thought these are really cool shots, so I thought to include them in case I did not include them in the last episode. Yes, I don't understand, but you know, like painting is really great because it's a lot of storytelling and it captures a specific time period, which I absolutely love. This is outside the Museum d'Orsay, which you guys have seen. I think the highlight of my last vlog, the Paris vlog, was the black representation in art that they had showing at Museum d'Orsay, and these are some of the shots that I also did not include in the last shot. This is quite a compelling exhibition for me, and I really would like to just show some of the stuff in case you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, here we go again with the emotions and the misuse of black faces, what's new. Yeah, and I also thought that this was quite relevant. It's always relevant, isn't it? It's always an ongoing issue. But with the Black Lives movement that is currently going on, let's bring this out again. So, as I had mentioned before, a lot of Henri Matisse, Monet, Manet, but the thing that stood out most for me was Olympia, which I think you've seen the original in the previous vlog. But I quite liked the fact that there were a few exhibition pieces where there was a challenge posed to the original artwork, where instead of the white lady being served by the black slave, you got it kind of reversed. I quite enjoy traveling. One of the things I've noticed about my travels is how I see myself as a black woman in white spaces, occupying white spaces, what that does for the way that I think. Just a side note, there were lots of books for sale about the exhibition. Unfortunately, even the ones with English titles were in French, so I didn't buy any of the books. But I just wanted to say that one of the things I absolutely love about traveling is kind of coming to meet myself and seeing how I am in these spaces and how I go back home and act after that, and how I am around people like myself around that. Like in South Africa, we have this huge thing around language and pronunciation, more especially the lack of appreciation for South African languages as opposed to English. We have certain perceptions about people that don't speak English that well, and when you say something or mispronounce a certain English word, there is a lot of, I'm purposefully not even correcting some of these errors that I'm making to prove my point. I think there's a lot of pressure around us perfecting English, and we're not English speaking people. So since my travels in Europe, I have learned to embrace the fact that sometimes I mispronounce words because English is actually not my mother tongue, and although I speak it relatively well compared to most people in the world, I think that we put way too much pressure on ourselves to sound or act like our colonizers. So, when I was in Italy, one of the things I realized is that Italian children, they don't really speak English as well as I did when I was their age. And the reason for that is because everything is taught in Italian, and it's like that with most European languages, and I was quite surprised. That was one of the culture shocks that I received, but I found that it is just because I've been so programmed. I'm so sorry about the sound. The dog is chewing away in the background. But it was because I was so programmed to believe that English was the way, the truth, and the light. And of course, it's opened a lot of doors for me, but it is actually not the way, the truth, and the light. Anyway, back to the trip and back to the vlog. We're headed to Lille, which is in France, only a few hours away from Paris. This might not be the exact trip because I think I went to Luxembourg first. I got a ride from a friend who is unfortunately no longer a friend because, you know, when you think things will turn out a certain way and then you're wrong. But hey, you know what it is? We carry on. Okay, if you've been following or watching my vlogs long enough, you know by now that I will not tell you 10 things to do in Lille. In Lille. I'm not there yet, and I'm also not like going to go to a place once and then tell you all the things that I think you should do, because I'm not sure if that's real or authentic or even reliable. However, all that I try and do with my vlogs is encapsulate the feeling of being in this place for me. And I hope that that sort of like intrigues you or interests you enough for you to want to go there yourself as well. Lille, highly recommended. I only stayed there one night. I would love to go back again. It's very, very beautiful, and it's like got a small town feel, but also like it's got the architecture and the vibes. But let's not forget, we're here for one thing and one thing only. The music soundtrack I've been using for this video is The Blaze at Circle. So you should check it out. I absolutely love The Blaze, and that is why I came to Lille. So the devil is really, really testing me, but I will not be broken. Super excited. Oh my god, the camera here is not the one. But anyway, super excited to go see The Blaze tonight. I'm probably gonna head out in like the next few hours. They're only performing much later on tonight, just like with Bonneville. I hope I don't fall asleep this time. Alrighty. See you guys later. Trying not to be depressed about my phone. Bye, Felicia. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys in Paris, but I did get robbed in Paris. As fabulous as it was, there's a lot of thugs in Paris. You know what they tell you about Africa? No. Sorry about that. I've got some, you know, Animal Farm vibes in the back. But anyway, what they tell you about Africa is not true. It's in France. France is not safe. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Da 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 dee da, be dee dee da da. Money heist, anybody? Anyway, as I was saying, my phone did get stolen in the metro by the beautiful opera in Paris, but it's all good in the hood. That is why I'm using the shaky cam vibes. I do have what is it called? A gimbal. I've had one for a while, but I obviously can't use it for my Canon camera. It's like this big Gonza, whatever it's called. Yeah, Ganda. So it was not going to work. But anyway, we're here at the Zenith and there are so many beautiful people. You can see it's a very, very artistic little place. This is where the concert was taking place. Bienvenue au Zenith de Lille. And basically you're not allowed to bring anything. Yeah. Happy Pride, everybody. This video is also a little bit of a tribute to all the people in the LGBTQI community. I hope I didn't miss any alphabet. And yeah, let's get right to it. Also, yes, my afro is lopsided, but you know what? My afro, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my tongue. My afro is lopsided, but it is lopsided in France. Thank you. And secondly, because we are in France, you have Champopo at the concert. Thank you very much, because we're in the Champagne regions. Speaking of Champagne region, that is where we're headed to in the next vlog. Oh, just a side note, yes, you do use the men's toilets at concerts in Europe because the females is too packed. I'm not saying it's legal or that you should do it, I'm just saying that it does happen.
Be sure to embrace the dreams. I'm more than a dead and gone. I see the past of the time passing fast, the present over and gone. So now I'm ready.
Okay, I know I'm saying a lot in this vlog, but I just also wanted to say that, you know what? You know those paranormal activity movies we've all watched? Oh, I hope you guys are not too cowardly. But anyway, those type of movies with kind of like low-grade home video vibes, you gotta be patient with me. That's the kind of style and look and feel I was going for here. It's called Magden Paris Chic. So yeah, that's the look, okay? Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now, but basically these are the videos you show your kids because you look so like ancient and vintage in a cool way. Okay, thanks.
Oh, she's my girl. Oh, she loves to fight, but she's never been loved. She's never belonged. Oh, she's my girl. Oh, she loves to fight, but she's never belonged. She's never belonged.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the magic that was the Blaze in France, right before my eyes. See you in the Champagne region in just a moment.